Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's okay today. Thanks for joining us for another live Q&A. So yeah, get those questions coming in. We've got the lovely Jax behind the scenes helping me research because she's a legend. I don't know if any of you happened to see as well on a couple of days ago, I think it was. Jax did a really cool spot on BBC Spotlight talking about the recent basking shark sighting. So if you haven't seen it yet, you should have a look because it's really cool. And just the fact that we have been spotting one, I say we, I haven't seen one, that fishermen and other people have been spotting basking sharks recently is fantastic and really exciting. So hopefully it's a sign of good things to come, and when we're all able to get out and about again, hopefully we'll be able to see them too. Fingers crossed. I've never seen a basking shark in real life, so genuinely very, very excited about the prospect of hopefully getting to see one this year. So just a heads up of things that are coming up. So we've still got our Meet the Expert Mondays happening. Our next one is on the 20th, which is with Lucy Harding. And then after that, on the 27th, we have one with Charles Hood. Both of them are at 10 a.m. So do tune in because obviously they're fascinating. And these are actual shark experts. We've had some really good ones recently as well with Colin Speedy and Haley. So, excuse me. So yeah, so keep tuning in. Also next week we'll have another video on the Wednesday. I'll be putting out another video where I'll be talking about sort of the biggest species of sharks that we get around Cornwall. And then there'll be hopefully another live Q&A on the Thursday as well. So yeah, keep those questions coming in. Just a heads up too, still looking for pictures, whether they're pictures that you've drawn or taken of different species of rays and sharks and skates from around Cornwall. So if you have any, or if you've created any, we'd love to see them because we'd love to share them. We'd quite like to have perhaps a big collage of them at the end of the month. Just to see what everyone's been up to and get creative. So getting started. So one thing I need to start with firstly, which is actually quite important, is the fact that I was researching last night after releasing my video, and in the video we were talking about, I was talking about the fact that some of them are skates and some of them are rays, the species that we were discussing. I was looking on the Sharks Trust website yesterday, and actually all of the species I spoke about in that video are actually skates. So the difference is apparently rays give birth to live young, whereas skates give birth, well, they lay the eggs. So that's the difference. So I apologise. I said some of them are skates, some of them are rays. Apparently they're all skates. So there you go. So that's a good important point. On that point of the whole mermaids' purses and stuff like that, in case you didn't know, the egg cases, the mermaids' purses that they lay, are actually made of keratin, which is the same stuff our hair and fingernails are made from, which I think is, a pretty cool fact. So yeah, if you do find any, obviously the Sharks Trust are always looking for that data. If you're out doing your daily exercise and you come across any, you can download the app or you can go onto their website and send them the information of what species that you found. I can't go on about the app enough because it's so easy. It's like a step-by-step guide to how to ID the egg cases. So I'd highly recommend it. And then, yeah, you can send the data straight to them, which is, really easy and convenient. So please do so. So we've got some sort of pre-questions and some more facts that we found out about rays and skates to start with. But yeah, do post any questions that you do have. And when we're running out of questions, I'll just stop. So start us off. So rays, so when I refer to rays as well, I'm referring to skates. That's just a general umbrella term that we talk about. So rays are a fact, they are fish, but they're cartilaginous, same as sharks. That's how they're related to sharks. So they are in fact fish, and their pectoral fins have actually evolved. So they have got these sort of wing shapes. They're greatly enlarged and they extend forward along the side of the head to just above the gills. They use those enlarged pectoral fins to propel themselves through the water. I mentioned it in the video as well. The way to tell the difference between a skate and a ray is their tail. So apparently rays' tails are a lot longer and more whip-like, whereas skate's tail is sort of shorter and stockier. So yeah, I said about them being related to sharks because their bone structure is made of cartilage, which is really cool. So they are actually in a similar family. They're more, excuse me, there are more than 600 different types of ray all around the world, which is absolutely mind-boggling, which actually makes them the largest group of cartilaginous fish on the planet, which is amazing. I have friends that are divers and have snorkeled and dived abroad, and they've sort of snorkeled with manta rays and all sorts. And some of the videos, I mean, they're so graceful, but we're super lucky because we get amazingly beautiful species as well around Cornwall. If you haven't had a chance to watch the video that I put up yesterday, please do have a look. Because yeah, there's lots of nice facts about the different species that we find. So rays actually use electrosensors to detect their food, their prey, and they also use that to detect any predators too. So they're really clever, same as sharks. Their fossils, so scientists have actually found fossil records that date back to about 150 million years ago. So they're, to say they're a really old species is kind of an understatement, but, they've been on this planet an awfully long time. They're obviously well adapted to their surroundings. In fact, that leads me perfectly on to another question. Speaking of adaptations, so due to their flattened shape, rays are perfect for the seafloor they inhabit. So they tend to, you tend to find them, they're sort of bottom dwellers. Again, different colours, they sit well with different sort of substrates. So you find a lot of the lighter ones that are really well suited to sandy areas because their colouring is just, beautiful and blends in perfectly. Perfect camouflage. They rely, so a lot of them, they bury themselves under the sand, and they do that a lot during the day, and then they might come out to feed at sort of dusk. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, they come out to feed at dusk, and they rely on two small breathing holes that they have either side of their eyes. So if you've ever noticed on a ray, their mouth is underneath and their eyes are on top. So that actually means that, to use their eyes to find prey is really, it's just not going to work because things can easily hide underneath. So hence the electrosensors that they use. And yeah, their mouths are underneath. But up near their eyes, they actually have two breathing holes. So when they're buried themselves under the sand, they rely on those breathing holes to provide them with oxygen. Otherwise, they would suffocate. And I'm proud that I said suffocate and not smuffocate, which is, I don't know, that's my favourite way to say the word, apparently, which is a strange word to have a favourite way to say. So despite what you might think about them, or you might have heard about rays in general, they are actually really docile, very docile creatures. They would only attack if they felt like they were in any danger. And I wouldn't say that any of the species that we find around the UK are dangerous at all. So despite what you might think, they are actually very docile. So I said that about their cases. So what other questions have I got here? Fossil records. So their teeth, they have sort of teeth-like structures in their mouth, which are strong enough that they can eat their prey. So they tend to feed on different things, and their diets can really vary. But as I said in the video, one of the things they sort of share partiality for is crustaceans. So obviously you think about crustaceans, you think about a very sort of hard outer shell like armour that they have. So obviously they're going to need really strong sort of teeth structures to get through that. So yeah, so mollusks and crustaceans, they are born fully formed. So when they come out, they are fully formed. But a lot of them do actually stay with their mothers for food and protection until they're ready to fend for themselves, which I feel like you don't see very often. So that's pretty cool to know. So yeah, they're absolutely fascinating. And as I said, I spoke about 5 different species. There is many more that you can look into. So if you do have any further questions or want more information about the species, you can go to Cornwall Wildlife Trust website or, of course, the Sharks Trust website because they have all the information. And they have really cool ID guides that you can actually get PDFs of as well, so you can see the sort of ways to tell them apart and different, and they group IDs together, so they group really similar species together, so you can look at the variations. So it's easier that if you do see them, you can tell the difference. So we're getting some questions coming in, which is really cool. So Harrison would like to know what the life cycle is of a goblin shark, please. Okay, Harrison. So Jax has very kindly, because I have to say, I definitely don't know this one. I've just got a hi from near St Agnes, Cornwall. Hi from near St Agnes, Cornwall. So much of the goblin shark's life cycle, including how it mates and gives birth, is a mystery, which is, it doesn't surprise me because obviously they are found at such depths. Harrison, is that your favourite shark? Is that why you're intrigued? If you can answer that, I'd really like to know if that's why you want to know the answers to this one, because I mean they're really cool, aren't they? They're really ugly but really cool at the same time. So it's a mystery, as no pregnant females have yet been found to be studied. It's thought that they have I can't say this word. Brilliant. Viviparous. I don't know if I've said that right. Giving birth to live young. Oh, yeah, so they give birth to live young rather than laying eggs. I do apologise. What's the difference between a manta ray and a stingray from Henry, aged 10? So I think I'm going to wait for Jax to get back to me on that one. As far as I'm aware, manta rays I think they're bigger. And I don't think, obviously the stingrays are quite renowned for their stingers that they have on the end of their tail. Whereas a manta ray, it may have a stinger present. I'm pretty sure a lot of rays have stingers on the end of their tails. But I'm sure manta rays are very graceful. And, well, in fact, both species, again, they may attack, but only as a defense mechanism. They're not going out hunting for people, or, so they use those stingers as a form of defense rather than attack. But I'll wait. Jax will get back to me in a minute. I'm sure she will. She's very good at researching. So I've just heard back from Sarah. Yes, the goblin shark is Harrison's favourite because they look different. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that, Sarah. I thought so. I mean, they do look different, and I think that's what's fascinating. So yeah. Tail stinger, mantas don't have one. Stingrays do. So that's the difference. So manta rays don't have a stinger. I think their shapes are very different as well. Again, my friends have got videos of them. In fact, one of my friends did it on their honeymoon, and they got to sit on the seabed watching the manta rays sort of swimming above them, which was amazing. And their mouth location is different. So the manta ray, their mouth is at the front. I think we've all seen that sort of iconic picture at the edge of the body, whereas the mouth on the stingray is located on the underside of the body. So mantas have horn-like fins on top of its head. So that they're the differences. So I'm sure there'll be lots more information out there as well. Because I can't quite remember, but there is several different groups that the rays sort of break down into. Ray is just that kind of umbrella term. Hence, when I'm referring to rays, but I'm actually talking about skates that are here. But we do, on the Sharks Trust website, we talked about saying, they use the more common British term to save any confusion, which does make sense. What else have we got? So mantas are filter feeders and stingrays are bottom feeders. So there's another difference as well. So where they like to feed. So if you've got any more questions coming in, please do give me a shout and let me know. We've got a few people waving, and hi Dan, hi Katie, thanks for tuning in this morning. Yeah, it's all fun and games. So I think we'll just go back to some of the older questions that we've had in as well, just to make sure that we kind of know the answers to going back to more sort of general questions about sharks. So one question was if sharks can jump out of the water like a dolphin can. And the answer is yes, they can. Certain species of sharks, I've seen pictures of basking sharks sort of breaching, and thresher sharks as well, which is another species that we do get around here, which I will talk more about thresher sharks in the video next week. Great whites as well, which is obviously an impressive feat. Well, either of them. I mean, a basking shark is obviously the second biggest fish in the world, so if you see either of them breaching, that is a massive feat for them to be able to do that. It just shows the absolute power that those sharks actually have. And now the sun's coming out and I can barely see because I'm sat facing my window. So yeah, has anyone got any more questions coming in? I can't see any. I don't know if you can even see me now because of the sun. In fact, I'll just close the curtain. Give me 2 seconds. Hopefully, oh, there we go, that's better. I'm back. You can see me. So, I'd like to know, so this is off Jack's, do you have a favourite ray or skate? These are the questions that always stump me the most. I think, having researched them as well, I really like the undulate ray. Undulate skate, it turns out they are, because their pattern, they have this beautiful wavy pattern on their back. It's absolutely stunning. Jax is laughing because she knows those questions, don't we? Thanks, Jax. Yeah, so I think the undulate ray, just because of how beautiful the pattern is, which sounds a bit shallow, doesn't it? I like it because it's pretty, but I think they're really beautiful. I think they're all really beautiful and fascinating sort of set of creatures. And again, I think just in general, something that intrigues me so much about the ocean is the fact that there's so many creatures there that just look so alien to us. And I think that is sometimes what leads to it being sort of overlooked. And some people, not everyone, and I think a lot of people are coming around with things such as Blue Planet. It can lead to it being overlooked when it comes to protection and conservation, because sometimes, I'm not saying everybody, it's the nice sort of cuddly things that people want to protect rather than things like the goblin shark, you know, that are just completely alien looking to us. And I think that's something why I just sort of like rays in general, and I find them quite fascinating, is because they do look so alien, don't they? Again, another reason why I love sunfish, because they're just ridiculous. But they're incredible. So I think, yeah, I'll go for an undulate ray, because they are completely, they're really beautiful. Their pattern is gorgeous. So we think Harrison has asked another question. I think it was Harrison. What's the smallest shark? Thank you. So a dwarf lantern shark. Now, I've never seen a picture of one of these. So if anyone has, if you want to Google it and post a picture up on the comments, that'd be great. I'd love to see it. So deep sea species, they only grow to 20 centimetres. They can fit in the palm of your hand. And Jack said, not her hand, my hand, because her hands are smaller than mine. So yeah, it could sit in the palm of your hand, which is amazing, isn't it? And that's a dwarf lantern shark. So yeah, let's get some pictures of that. I want to see. And again, I want to know, what's your favourite sharks, everybody out there? Sharks, rays, skates, do you have your favourite? It is hard to pick, and I always struggle, but I'm going to put it back to you guys. Oh, Jax has sent me a picture of it, which is really cool. So we'll have to share that if no one else manages to share it. So I don't know if we have got any more questions coming in. Because if not, we can just leave it there. Because we do have another one coming up. I'm just trying to think if I have any more questions that perhaps we didn't cover last time. But I think we did pretty good. Sorry that I even had to move to shut the curtain. But yeah, I think we're all good. One thing we will talk about again, actually, because it's quite fascinating, about, do sharks communicate with each other like dolphins? And they can't vocalise or communicate, so it's very hard to study. Some known to communicate with others through body language, like arching their body to appear larger or swimming in particular patterns. And some species are known to use their tail slaps to warn others off their food. I think we said as well about when we were talking about cat sharks last week, and we talked about the small spotted cat shark, and that when threatened, will curl up into like a donut type shape to look bigger, to sort of look harder to eat. So there's, you know, there's lots of ways, like we do, you know, we communicate. Obviously we can vocalise, but there's a lot of body language being used in there as well. So someone has asked, is there a huge flying shag or Ray's leaping? Is that a particular picture that you've seen? Because I'm not too sure, to be honest. But we can have a look at it. We'll have a look and we'll answer that one in the comments. Because what I'll do, because obviously the questions have slowed down. Unless Jax comes back with anything now. No, we're good. I'll sign off there then. And we'll leave it there. But do keep asking questions and we can post the answers. That's not a problem. Oh yes, a video. Oh, I look forward. Can you post the video, please? And we can have a look. That'd be really cool. So yeah, keep questions coming in. Like I said, please do send us some drawings and some photos or videos, anything you've got. We just want to see them. Jocelyn, you've asked, hello, I missed the start of this. Can I watch it from the start? Yes, you can. I will be posting this video to YouTube. So we have started a YouTube channel for the project and for the wider Cornwall Wildlife Trust Marine team. So yeah, all our videos that we're doing, we are putting on our YouTube channel as well. You can also rewatch this again on Facebook too, because the video won't disappear or anything. So yeah, like I said, tune in again on Monday for another Meet the Expert Monday with Lucy Harding, which would be awesome. And then Wednesday we'll have another shout video, and Thursday another Q&A. So do keep those questions coming. And yeah, hopefully, yeah, that'd be great. And take care, guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye.